Hello guys and welcome to another list from Oscar Cooper. I hope you've all been well. This is about online co-op games, PvE. This is the area I'm interested in with this list, and please do not be deterred that I've put Destiny 2 on this list. I kind of have to invite it to the party because it does do a few things right. One of the areas that I enjoy of this game is playing with friends on a PvE campaign. When I say campaign, I'm kind of talking about the strikes and some of the updates and the nightfalls, etc. This game has got a lot of problems. We all know that it's had some serious issues over the last 6 months with its release and just not keeping up to date with what it should be doing and not really delivering fresh content, etc. But it cannot be denied that this game is very, very good looking, and it's very good when there's a bunch of you. It's got a really robust online system, it's got a really cool squad system, it's great getting people in, it's great getting the loot, it's a really cool reward system with the game, it's quite addictive, and we did all have a honeymoon period with it. You can't deny that. The game came through when it launched with, you know, cool content, a campaign that was questionable when it came to difficulty, and to tell you the truth, you know, this list is about modern online co-op games, and this had to be included because it's a big hitter, it's a big player. I don't use it for PvP ever really, but I do go to it when it comes to, you know, having a bunch of mates, doing one of the strikes, doing one of the nightfalls, really enjoying that sort of cooperative play when it comes to first person shooting. There's not a lot of sci-fi first person shooters around. You had the Battlefront 2 Star Wars crap with the microtransactions debacle, but we also had this misbehaving quite a lot in that direction. But you know, it can't be ignored that Destiny's got some really cool mechanics, it's got some really cool visuals, and it's great to have a friend with you when you're smashing through these strikes, you know, and they do switch them around quite a lot. There's cool little perks and buffs that they put on to change things up, and we just had the Osiris DLC, which kind of delivered in some areas and didn't in others. But you know, I have to include it. Number 5 on the list is Destiny 2 for one of the most recent best PvE online co-op games, and please don't hate me for that. A lot of games missed out on this slot, but this has to be a modern game list, so apologies. Okay, now it's time to talk about a game that's a little bit cooler, and it's the Divinity Original Sin, the Enhanced Edition that we all got for our PlayStation 4s quite a while ago. I think it was probably a year ago, and the sequel is now out on the PC, the second one, and it's clearing up on awards last year. Everyone loves it, and rightly so. So this is an online game with co-op that actually has it gets points from me because it actually has a full split screen co-op mode, and just check my other list if you want to know more about it. You can pull a friend in whenever you want, drop in, drop out, and it's a party-based game. So that's basically the gist of this. It's a party-based, turn-based action RPG game that's sort of set in a really cool sort of medieval lore, a little bit like The Witcher. I know it looks like Diablo, but it's certainly a long, long way from that. But it's extremely loot-based. It is a very detailed infantry setup with this, and there's a lot of magic, and there's a lot of weapon types, and there's a lot of different class types. It's really important about what you choose, whether they complement each other, and it's great because you and a friend can actually start a quest or go on your own quests, hook up later, swap party members. There's loads of variables here. It's really clever, but there's one thing to remember. It's a very difficult game. It's a game that's very menu heavy, and it's a game that's very sort of detailed when it comes to infantry, magic types, sort of potions and different perks and different special moves that complement each other. There's a huge amount of depth here, but I love it. It's very punishing, but it's also very rewarding when it comes to the combat. And turn-based combat for me, I sort of, you know, I kind of miss it. I like the XCOM or even Mario vs. Rabbids. It's cool to see turn-based stuff coming back, and there's so much strategy involved with this game. There's all to do with elements. There may be water on the floor. There may be sort of oil that the enemies are going to walk in that you can set them on fire with. I love it to bits. Great looking game, available at a very reasonable price at the moment because it's getting a little bit older now, but don't let that take anything away from it. Its visuals are stunning, the gameplay's awesome, the co-op online modes are excellent, and it's great to get a friend involved. But be warned, this game is very, very difficult, but it's so worth a look. Moving on to number 3, and it's about time we had some proper unadulterated fun, and that can be found in a co-op mode on GTA, particularly GTA Online or GTA 5. Now this game is very PvP focused online, I know that, but I find a lot of fun in the missions with friends on co-op, and the more of you the better. And there's actually a whole roster of really massive and cool missions. Don't forget there's also the heights, but you need 4 people to do that. If there's just 2 of you, then it's great to just set up a core mission, head off and get some money for it, and of course get involved in some really amazing gameplay. This game is so well done, it's so detailed, it looks so good, everything has got so much polish on it, and they keep injecting more content into the online version. It's very easy to set up a mission, it's very easy to get your friends involved, and it's very easy to make your own missions up as well. I spend a lot of time on the construction side of things, building my own missions and mission types. It's actually quite tense as well. I love the fact that with this mission is us walking around a sort of posh person's house. We're going to steal some cars, and we're sort of looking and waiting. It's almost like an 80s crime drama, and it's just cool to hoon it down the road in your friend's car and just sort of see the scenery go past while they drive. And of course the wealth of vehicles and different things that you can just get up to in this game with a friend, absolutely phenomenal. It's a beautiful looking game, it's a great third-person shooter. They added an awesome cover mechanic, and it just keeps giving for me in regards to content. There's always new stuff, there's always new weapons, there's always a new car you can buy, there's always a new upgrade you can put on it, there's always some new clothes you can have. You can show those off to your mates. You know, it's great to shoot your friend in the head in a free roaming session, but it's also really cool to have a wingman with you when you're escaping the cops, when you've rescued someone, or you're just having a chase and they're driving, you're looking at the back of the car trying to keep the cops off you. It's a really cool co-op setup, and when I first started playing the GTA series, 10 years ago or whatever it was with GTA 3, I longed for a mode like this. I really wanted to do all of this stuff with my friends, and I can do it now with GTA 5. So number 2 is probably one of the most frequently featured games on my channel, and of course it's Borderlands 2, particularly Borderlands The Handsome Collection, which features both the pre-sequel and Borderlands 2. This game is a goddamn masterpiece because again it scores points for having a full-blown split-screen co-op mode, but it's awesome having that whole screen to yourself and getting up to 4 mates in online. It's a beautiful looking game still, it hasn't aged at all. That cell shading art style still rings true with me, I still love it. It's got some really tight first person shooting mechanics, and it's got a loot system that in my eyes rivals Diablo or any of the Destiny games. Barring the number 1, this has got the coolest loot system so far on the PlayStation 4. Never ever get bored of this game. I've got everyone buying it. It's $9.99 for God's sakes, US dollars at the moment. If you've never ever looked at Borderlands 2 or the Borderlands series, you are so missing out on a number of levels. The campaign, the full-blown campaign, co-op mode is just hilarious. It's so much fun. It's a genuinely cool story. The characters and non-player characters are really fun to interact with. Every single weapon has its own characteristic, and if you know how amazingly deep the loot system is on this game, finding a new weapon and just killing everybody with it just never ever gets boring. There's so many different elements that are attached to each weapon. There's so many different skins, there's so many different vehicles, there's so many different vehicle skins. I mean, I can just go on and on and on about how awesome this game is. It is totally one of the best online co-op campaigns out there. I stand by that, and despite its age, it still looks brilliant. The dialogue is awesome. All the characters are so much fun to have with you or against you. The villains are absolutely awesome. Again, the enemy types are really varied and hilarious. Everything's got this amazing tongue-in-cheekness to it, and it works so well. You can drop in and out of any random co-op online session, or you can just pull your mates in and go through it with them. And of course, extra points for that split-screen mode. What a brilliant game. Borderlands 2, number 2 on the list for the best online co-op campaign. Okay, let me just start by saying that this is not a fix. All right, I've got a lot of my regulars, especially my mates, groaning at this point because of what I've put at number one. But just hear me out here, because this game changed everything for me when it came out in regards to an online co-op game. I brought another PlayStation 4 and a TV to sit next to my PlayStation Pro, just so I can have people sit down in my front room and play this game with me. Any veteran of the series knows that when it comes to online co-op, this is number one, because it really has a feature that allows you to interact with the other person that you play with, but also the one player campaign is extremely strong as well. That's a very good point, that you don't have to always have someone with you, but when you do, this game just improves. It double folds when the more people are there, because you need them and they need you. Just like any other co-op game, you can't survive without them. You have to get them to help you. You have to communicate with them. And you know, these monsters, holy shit, there's just so much fun fighting them with other people. When people get mounts, when someone sort of screams out that they're going to die, and you've got to sort of rescue them by distracting the monster. When you put traps down and tell everyone to go and wail on the monster. When you're all looking for the monster, I love the hunts at the beginning. I love finding the clues and everyone saying, oh, I think I'm on the case, or someone says I found it, and you always rush over to the map and you know, support them. The graphics, what they did to improve this game, I'm just so proud that it's available on the current gen consoles, and that I was there at the beginning when it was on the other systems, and that I even purchased the other systems just for this franchise. This game has changed everything for the series, and it really is some of the best looking gameplay I've got on my system. Everyone's saying, oh well, you know, it's not top notch. It goddamn well is top notch. This doesn't miss frames when you play it on a Pro or when you play it on a 4K TV. It's breathtaking. The sound design, the way it looks and feels, and just again, just like we mentioned before on Borderlands, the most rewarding loot system and loot loop that you have in a game. You won't find anything better than the Monster Hunter series. Absolutely stunning. Well deserves number one. This is the best co-op online game available on the market at the moment, and the best looking. Absolutely beautiful. Monster Hunter World. Guys, thank you for watching. Please have a look at the channel, like and subscribe if you agree with this video. Give me some comments. I know I missed all the Dark Souls and Nier stuff, but that's drop in, drop out. You know, it's difficult to set up a friend lobby. I wanted to include games that concentrate on getting an easy sort of joining system. So thank you very much. As always, I will see you down there, and cheers guys.